Peace and love. Sending you out positive energy, high vibes, success on your entrepreneurship, all love, all positivity. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel. You hit the like button and you leave me any comments or any questions in my description below. Today, I'm going to be speaking about the electric magnetic color spectrum and how it resonates with Amun-Ra, the sun, and also the 7 main body chakras. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel, you hit the like button, and leave me any comments or any questions in my description below. Don't forget. So, the sun is created to empower our physical body. Okay, it has a powerful source of electric magnetic energy. So the electric magnetic color spectrum, it resonates with the divine body. And for an example, we ascend. We start from low to high. And that's how the sun energy works as well. As the sun energy heats up, it purges, okay? And the power is amplified. So for an example, as we have the 33 cerebral spinal fluid going up the 33 vertebrae, okay? So we connect the pineal gland and the pituitary gland. We activate the sleeping serpent, also known as the seat of the soul, which is the sun energy that's within us, okay? Once it's activated, we perceive a higher level of consciousness because the third eye, the pineal gland, is open from the alchemical process that takes place with the electric magnetic energy, which is the energy from the sun and also moon. Okay, so we have polarities that's manifest in the universe to create something beautiful. We always have to have those two complete opposites in conjunction to create that heaven and earth conjunction, that alchemical wedding. Okay, marriage of sun and moon. All right, so I'm going to give you the energy of each color spectrum. And when we're dealing with the electric magnetic color spectrum, it's how we operate every day by this electric magnetic color spectrum. Okay, it's a part of the building blocks of the universe. So we cannot have one color without the other, but they all 7 has their unique placement in the universe, and it resonates with the divine body and the solar energy of the sun. Okay, so we have x-rays. X-rays is used to go inside the human body and detect any diseases, illness, used by scientists. Okay, they detect molecules and also temperature. So then we have the energy of radio. Okay, radio waves is connected to the Wi-Fi, how we use our TVs, the batteries, antennas, and they actually use huge antennas over 3 football fields long to actually detect the energy of the radio waves. Okay, the radio waves is building blocks to our communication. So if you look up the definition of radio waves, it's going to tell you how we communicate throughout the universe by these radio waves. Excuse me. So We also have microwaves, and we use the microwaves energy to warm up our food. Okay, it's also connected with Wi-Fi and also the news that we watch on TVs. Okay, then we have the infrared energy, and they use remote controls. They detect agriculture and also vegetation of the plant family as well, and also the flower energy and garden energies, also to detect the light energy of the darkness. So they're able to put on goggles and be able to see that infrared energy. Okay, and lighting. We also have the ultraviolet that is connected to the energy of a spiral. They detect the ocean waves, water energy, atmosphere, how it's warmed, the distance of objects as well. And when we're dealing with the ultraviolet, that's the energy that's in resonance with the God frequency. Okay, that's the crown, and that's the purple that is connected with the pineal gland. As that ultraviolet heats up, it changes its form into liquid gold. Okay, and that's when we are fully connected with the higher divinity of the soul. Okay, we have the understanding of the physical, the spiritual, the mental, and the emotional state. Okay, so we are high. That's the highest vibration to admit to when we're dealing with the pineal gland in conjunction. So we also have the green energy of the color spectrum. Now that's known to be the center where everything creates, like the geometry figures, the flower of life stem from, and everybody comes in together in that harmonizing field. Okay, and everything begins in the middle with that negative green, and it expands itself out just like the cells in our body. Okay, we start from one, then it multiplies. Okay, and the negative green shows us the energy as well of how we start at that center, and we then begin to perceive a higher level of consciousness, and everything is expanded and multiplied out. Okay, the negative green was found in ancient Kemet, and that's the mother civilization, one of the first mother civilizations that practiced African spirituality. Okay, and it was connected with the great pyramid. I'm outside of nature. I try to get bit up by these bugs. And the king chambers. So they did powerful rituals connected with the negative green energy, and the power was amplified. Okay, so it was a part of initiations for the gods. It was in resonance with the statues and monuments all over Kemet as well. So negative green is a very powerful energy as well. And in my description below, I'm going to place the color spectrum of how the energy of how they all vibrate. Okay, always be familiar with that. So also we then have the gamma. Okay, the gamma is known to be the shortest as well, just as well as the ultraviolet, and it's symbolic to them, the power being amplified. They the strongest. So the shortest waves are the strongest waves. Okay, and the longest has least energy. For an example, we start off at about 430 hertz, and that starts at that root chakra, the red. Okay, so them are considered to be the longest waves, also considered to be the lowest energy waves. Okay, Always be familiar with that when we're dealing with the infrared energy, okay? And then the gamma is the shortest, the highest. It kills cancer. It's the size of an atom. It detects all storms. It steams from the black hole, okay? And it's symbolic to the beginning of creation of the universe, okay? Connected with the black matter, okay? The ancient idea. All is mind is all. Mentalism, okay? So once we have the understanding of the Big Bang Theory, we have the understanding before there was something, there was nothing. So we have those photons of light that is invisible, okay? And some is visible as well. And we're constantly communicating and sending out signals to the universe, okay? In electric speaking energy. And it's just like this, basically how it works. We send a signal out to the universe intuitively, okay? The universe receives that angle of light, and then it is manifested into the universe physically, okay? Always be familiar with that. So that's how the divine body works. We actually communicate to the sun, and the sun communicates to us back. Now, for an example, Amun-Ra is known to be the creator of all, the sun, the life force energy that brings life to every living thing. Because once we awaken, we always have that sun. If we don't have that sun, we're not going to have a chance to be reborn again, okay? So that's why the sun was used in traditions worldwide, 222 on the clock, for religious beliefs, also for sun worship, also healing purposes, also to manifest fertility, to manifest wealth and abundance, also to bring traditions together, okay? Powerful rituals. And in African spirituality, they had the Grand Master of Himotep. He gave us the astronomical science of the universe because he was the first astrologist, okay? And he gave us the dates that Ra sit in every constellation and activated that resonates with the 12 stones in Ethiopia in a place called Tia in Kemet. And the place where the stones were honored with Amun-Ra, symbolic to the 12 zodiac signs, was called Ra Hormuzd. Okay, so Ra sit in each constellation every 2,155 years, marking a age. Okay, and then it made the great year period time to be 26,000 years. So that means we had to experience it at least 2 times. Okay, and this is knowledge from ancient Kemet that's found all over statues and monuments in Kemet. Okay, with proof. My left eye blinking. Okay, and I always say, I study knowledge all over, all traditions. And when we're dealing with ancient Kemet, we have the understanding that everything starts in the northeast. It's the darkest part of Kemet, where African descent started at, traveling over the now. Coming across that now, leaving they spiritual science all throughout Kemet, but it started in the northeast. So when we're dealing with astrology, we always have the understanding that we start, like for instance, our rising sign. It starts at the northeast, and it gives us the energy of where we took our first breath at when the sun was going over the horizon in the northeast. So the stars always move from east to west, okay? And the sun always rises in the east, and he sets in the west, okay? 555 on the clock. So it just have us to have the understanding of the true divinity, if we are African descent, to help us to be in perfect alignment with the astronomical science of the universe, okay? So the first thing I got into when I started studying astrology was the energy of Greek mythology. And as I researched all the aspects of the energy, they resonated with me. They told me about myself. So like I said, we have this whole collective consciousness, and we have knowledge that's spread it throughout the universe, okay? And if no matter what tradition it comes from, just like Chinese astronomical science, and they use the animals as their zodiac signs. When I researched the China energy, it also resonated with me. So I take knowledge from all areas, and I see how can it help me to vibrate on a high frequency of love. Okay, that's what it's about. It's about opening up, looking at things with a bird's eye view, and seeing what we can add on that's essential for the growth. Okay, I always be familiar with that. So we was on Gamma. So them known to be the shortest, it stemmed from the black hole, the beginning of creation. It's also used to charge particles, also used for medical treatment, and it also is used to kill cancer cells in the body. Okay, the gamma, the shortest waves, they rotate like every 29 seconds as well. Okay, I always be familiar with that, and it's the most powerful energy. The shortest waves, they have that most powerful energy. It's amplified. So as the sun energy charges up and it purges, it's just like the divine body, how we do. And our nervous system is a master conductor of the electric magnetic color spectrum. Okay, we are electric magnetic beings. Okay, that's why we can go out in the sun and heal ourselves. That's why we can touch a tree and heal ourselves, because we resonate with nature, and we're connected with the atoms, the photons, the neutrons, electrons. Okay, when we're dealing with the sun energy, the sun is how we detect the energy of carbon-12, because we have those 6 protons, 6 electrons, and 6 neutrons that adds up to carbon-12. Okay, I always be familiar with that. And the sun is the powerful life source energy. Okay, Amun-Ra. So as we heat up and we conjunct that cerebral spinal fluid, going up to 33 vertebrae with the pineal and the pituitary gland, we heat up just like Amun-Ra, and we activate the God that dwells within us. Okay, so we are brought here to be able to be in resonance with the energy of the sun. Okay, and communicate through the sun, and the sun communicates to us back. Okay, and when it do, it just helps the celestial body to be able to navigate to different realms, okay, to receive that higher level of consciousness. And when we're dealing with our hair is master conductors of energy. It transmits energy as well, okay, and it's like they're antennas. Our hair antennas. So every part of the existence is important, and every part of the electric magnetic color spectrum is important, because each color has its unique placement in the universe, and it's going to help us to perceive a higher level of consciousness. Okay, it's going to be able to help us to move from the lowest state of the root chakra to the highest state of the crown chakra, okay, where we receive that energy of the resonance of the God body. Okay, it's activated, and we have that liquid gold in the pineal gland. And basically what happened once it conjuncts is we in resonance with the harmonizing field. We're in resonance with all the 7 main body chakras. So the power is amplified. And once we are connected with everything, we at that purple, we at that crown, we're calling things to us like a magnet. It's coming to us. In the universe, it's always conspiring in our favor once we connect it. Okay? So the universe, like, we listening. You shall receive. You shall receive. You shall receive. Okay? So we have this electric and its magnetic energy. And they form together as 2 elements. Okay, and the electric magnetic energy, it creates duality. Like I told y'all, it's an alchemical substance, conjunction of the sun and moon, the alchemical marriage, the intelligence of the heart. Okay, so our thoughts is physical. It has a mass. Thoughts manifest as electricity, and then thoughts manifest into the physical form. Okay, always be familiar with that. And we can take the knowledge and the energy of the sun energy, and if we find out the energy of our birth chart astrology, that's why I teach it, because it's going to let us know the energy of our soul purpose. Okay, when we are first born, we always are familiar with our sun energy, but we are not familiar with our soul purpose. So astrology, our birth chart, tells us what's our soul mission on the planet. Okay, and where was we at when the sun was horizon on the northern east? And once we do, it's like we right where we need to be, because we're going to be able to tap into the true divinity, because we're going to have the true nature of the essence of the soul, and we then create liberation for ourselves. Always be familiar with that. I love you all. I'm sending you all positive energy, and that's all for the electric magnetic color spectrum, connected with the 7 main body chakras, and also connected with Amun-Ra. And always be familiar when we're dealing with the sun energy. The sun energy also has 7 stages that it starts off with as well. Okay, so 7 is divine, and it's connected with the holies of the heavens. Okay, it's God's number. And we have 7 alchemical processes of alchemy with the twin flames. We have 7 stages of the sun. We have 7 main body chakras. We have 7 colors of the electric magnetic color spectrum. Okay, we have 7 for initiations and traditions worldwide, like over 4 to 5. We have Islam that use 7. We also have African spirituality and Kemet that use 7 as well. And we have the biblical character Jesus Christ. He created the world, and on the 7th day he rested. So 7 is powerful. 25 on the clock. It's God's number, and it's connected with perceiving a higher level of consciousness. Also being whole within the self, knowing the knowledge and how to create soul evolution by connecting the spiritual, the physical, the mental, to create soul evolution. I love you all. I'm sending you all positive energy and high vibes. And I'll be back with more. I love you. 2600 on the clock. Peace and love.